Very excited to be here at Mobile World Congress 2025 in Barcelona, together with two of our key members, Orange and Colt. MEF is demonstrating being able to do quality on demand across both mobile operator networks and fixed infrastructure networks. Why is this such a big deal? Because we're going to see more and more applications and application developers needing network end-to-end for a variety of use cases. Here, we're demonstrating the ability to do it for remote servicing, but there are many, many use cases. So we're very pleased because Orange and Colt are using LSO APIs that have been developed by MEF, open standard APIs that have been adopted by over 160 service providers worldwide. And what we're showing here is how those APIs, in addition to all the other use cases, will now enable them to support quality on demand for application developers in CAMARA use cases end-to-end across mobile and fixed networks. Very exciting. So for those of you who aren't familiar, a few months ago, an announcement was made around a joint venture called Aduna, led by Ericsson, in which many of the telecoms have joined this joint venture. And the idea is to make mobile operator networks and fixed infrastructure networks to make them available to application developers for CAMARA use cases. Why is this significant? Because Aduna will be front-ending opposite all the application developers and working opposite all the operators on the other side. And being able to operate, interoperate with all those mobile operators and fixed infrastructure operators means they need to use APIs. And so if we can work together with Aduna, with this joint venture, to enable our open standard LSO APIs for doing business throughout the life cycle, this will be a huge benefit for the industry and, of course, for all of those fixed infrastructure players that have already implemented LSO APIs.
Now with Aduna, we are not alone in this industry. There are many more bodies supporting us, be it now MEF, overseeing more APIs, but also CAMARA, the open source initiative, which lays the foundation of these very close to the developer folks who come up with the ideas of APIs, who come up with the specification and actually who do a fast prototyping of these APIs. So they feed us into. Then we have TM Forum. This is then the interaction amongst us as telcos, while Asset, Aduna and CAMARA describe the north-south interaction. So everything, and especially together with GSMA Open Gateway, this is an entire ecosystem where one part was missing. It was all around the execution and who drives it really forward. We had a lot of great concepts, they're existing, and now Aduna comes and takes them to market.
The value that MEF and the MEF membership provides to Aduna is that essentially Aduna, just by implementing LSO APIs once, will be able to onboard 160 plus service providers, and that number growing every month, into their ecosystem and provide a huge growth in the availability of infrastructure to their application developer customers. What's groundbreaking here is that traffic from the application developer through to the cloud will not only pass through the mobile network, but it will also have to exit the mobile network quite often and transit over fixed infrastructure. So what MEF is doing is essentially completing the picture end-to-end so that that traffic with quality on demand can be guaranteed from the application developer, from the device, all the way through to the cloud, regardless of the type of infrastructure. So we're working with Aduna to encourage them to implement the LSO APIs and to help us make sure, together with our membership, that our APIs are optimized for the use cases that Aduna requires, that the CAMARA ecosystem requires, and for the benefit of all the fixed infrastructure operators. If we think of a practical example of how this could work, we think of remote service, remote maintenance, and this is what we see in the demo actually, where you need streaming video from the end user that has a mobile device that wants to get support from a support center in the cloud with a combination of many other features, not just the video, but they need to guarantee the quality of the video all the way through to the support center. Perhaps they're running AI analytics and so on. And so when that end user on site opens their application and starts a video session with that support center, together with all the other type of traffic that they need to run over that session, so that both the support center and the remote user can get full value out of that discussion, out of that session. They need to essentially enable high quality video with the press of a button on the mobile device. How does that happen? That has to be orchestrated from the end user all the way through to the support center in the cloud, and all of the mobile and fixed wireless, fixed infrastructure operators on the way have to be coordinated to ensure that that quality on demand is guaranteed for that session. And that is where all these APIs are so important. This is why Open Gateway from GSMA is so important, to make sure that that happens end-to-end seamlessly. So MEF has been driving the open standard approach to APIs in the telecom industry since 2016. And it's gratifying to see how mature it has become, not only from a technology point of view, but from an adoption point of view, and these use cases that we're now able to support thanks to these many years of work in standardizing APIs with the MEF membership.